Test, test. Hey folks, thanks for joining us for our first game of the year. There's going to be some player introductions and O Canada for today. Number 2, Claire Boursier. Kate Cook. Shay Waterhouse. Clara Smith. Number 8, McKinley Dooland. Number 9, Mallory Johnstone. Number 10 is Claire Pulches from Woodstock. Addison Summers. And Mally Kimball. Number 14. Okay, he's ripping through these. Not sure how well you can hear the announcing. I will give you some of the names and players as the game goes on. All right. Okay. In case you didn't hear the player introductions over the announcement, I'll be letting you know who the Flames roster are for this year in our first home game. Quite a few different faces and names out here from last year. So over the course of today and over the next few games, we'll be chatting about who's who on the Flames. So it looks like our starting lineup today is Annalise Lawrence playing center with Pulches on the left wing and Folks on the right wing. And starting on defense, I see Riley Feltmate partnered with Audrey Daigle. Greenfoot Capitals have possession trying to get into the neutral zone. And they gain the zone, send it in deep. Feltmate's going to get there first. She loses her stick, but it's picked up, sent up the right wing. Folks is stripped of the puck, but Lawrence picks it up, sends it into the offensive zone. Pulches puts pressure on it. Capitals rip it around the boards, bring it up to the neutral zone. Broken up by Lawrence. Puck sent deep. Back into the neutral zone. Capitals have it. Capitals again in the neutral zone. Tried to dump it in. It's broken up by Cook. Cook and Nelson and Johnstone out here now. Cook on the right wing, Johnstone in the middle. Nelson on the left. Puck down in the Flame zone, wrapped around behind the net. Picked up by Waterhouse. Back to the point for the Capitals. Shot on net, misses wide left. Back again to the point for the Capitals. Shot from the slot. Not much on it. Deflected off to the side by Yeomans. Austin Yeomans in net today. Two minutes gone now in the first period. Couple of back and forth plays so far. No offensive threats from either team. Here's Clara Smith. Clara Smith takes a shot. Deflected into the slot. Bobbled around a little bit here. Dooland's on it. Dooland, number 8. She's got it. Sends it back to the point. Back to Dooland. Puck sent down the ice by the Capitals, and icing is signaled, and we'll have it back down the other end. So you'll have to give me a couple games to pick up on everybody's numbers to have a little more fluid call of the game. A lot of new Flames this year, a lot of new players, a lot of new numbers. But I'm still here, calling the game. All right. We have Clara Smith in to take face-off. Referee coming over to the Flames bench. Not sure what the comment was there. Comment nonetheless. Maybe about the line change procedures, possibly. Not sure. Didn't catch what might have happened there. Anyways, okay, we have Smith in to take the face-off. She pulls it back into her feet, comes back to the point. Kind of flubbed in from the point. Doesn't make its way all the way to the net. Still down low in the green foot zone. Capitals behind their own net. Looking for a breakout pass up their left wing. Kimball goes in for the pinch. Gets past her. Here come the Capitals. That play is broken up. Puck still in the Flame zone. Centering pass by the Capitals. Misses. It's going all the way back to their own end. No icing on the call. The Capitals sent it back on their own. 16:40 mark at the first period. Not a whole lot going on here yet. Capitals gain entry to the Flame zone. Looking for options. He's number 10, Walter. Walter dishes it off. Here's Folks. Folks wearing the C for the Flames this year. That's new. Carries it into the offensive zone. Gives it to Polchis. Polchis tries sending it towards the net. Doesn't get there. Lawrence now in the corner. Sends it back down in the corner to Polchis. Polchis from the tight angle shot. Gets it on net. Nothing comes of it. Held in at the blue line by Lawrence, but it finally pops out. Here's Feltmate. Feltmate sends it through the neutral zone. Picked up by the Capitals. Capitals gain his own. At the ringette line, takes a shot. Sent down by Yeomans. Off to the side. Into the neutral zone. Caps with control. Attempt to break it up by Boursier. Shot again on Yeomans. Yeomans is going to hang on to that one. We're at the 15:05 mark of the first period. No score here at the Grant Harvey Center in Fredericton. Flames' first home games of the year. Flames played 2 games last weekend in Cape Breton. First 2 regular season games of the year. They came away empty-handed, but so Flames 0-2 to start the season. Looking to improve on that here this weekend with the Greenfoot Capitals here in town. Here's Daigle. Daigle's carrying it up the ice. Gets it deep into the zone. Johnstone's on it. Johnstone behind the net. She's looking for options. Tried to get it back to the point. She's stripped of the puck. Back into the neutral zone. There's Nelson. Flames going for a change. Capitals will hang on to it. Face off coming to the right. And who we have in net here today for the Capitals? 29, so Liliana Oliveira? Excuse me if I don't have that name right. Goaltender today for the Capitals. Puck down behind the Flame zone. Held in at the line. Sent back down deep. Kimball's on it. Capitals get back to the point. Shot attempt. Doesn't make its way through the traffic. Ends up in the corner. Kimball putting pressure on it. She's joined by Claire Smith, number 7. Smith, pressure on the puck, tries to knock it loose. Can't get out of the zone. Borsier behind the net, sends it up the left wing. Dooland doesn't get it out. Cap sending it back in. Shot attempt in the slot. Yeomans directs that off to the side. Some continued pressure here from the Capitals. Holding it in the Flame zone. Puck up the wall. Still doesn't make its way out. Shot from the slot. Yeomans sends that one off to the side. Kimball behind the net, now Borsier. Borsier wraps it around the wall. Doesn't make its way out again. Capitals still in control in the Flame zone. Player taken down. We're going to have ourselves a tripping call. Against Clara Smith. She's come to the bench. She's going to have to come back out and go over to serve her penalty. And we do indeed have 7 black for a trip. So 12-19 to the first period. No score here. First home games of the year at the Grant Harvey Center in Fredericton. And Clara Smith is going to the box. And we'll have ourselves the first power play of the game with the Greenfoot Capitals on the advantage. Face off to the left of Yeomans. Won by the Capitals. Capitals set up. Shot from the point, 17. Doesn't make its way through. Gabrielle Lapierre, number 17. The shot didn't make its way through. Rachel Folks, penalty killer with Annalise Lawrence. Lawrence tries tying her up. Lawrence, Folks, Feltmate. Daigle, your penalty killers at the moment. 1:08 now left in the Capitals power play. Capitals establishing some possession here on the power play. Capitals working it through. Tried centering pass there. Didn't connect. But the Capitals still with control. 35 seconds now left on the Capitals power play. 10:50 left in the first period. No score here. Play is broken up by Lawrence. Lawrence is going to backhand that down the ice and head to the bench. Johnstone, Kimball, Cook. Now your penalty killers. Along with Shaylin Waterhouse. And we are back to even strength. Flames kill off that penalty. Here's Smith straight out of the penalty box, trying to carry it into the Capitals zone. She's stripped off the puck. Capitals right back through the neutral zone. Nelson turns the puck over. Puck down low behind the goal line in the Flame zone. Wrapped up the wall. Here come the Caps. Shot attempt from the ringette line. Doesn't make its way through. Loose puck in front's covered up by Yeomans. And the Flames will get a reset on their lines here. 9:40 of the first period. Still no score here in our first game of the year. Folks, Lawrence, Polchis back on for the Flames, along with Daigle and Feltmate. Your defense pairing. Greenfoot Capitals continue to have quite a bit of possession here in the Flames zone. Held in at the blue line. Sent down deep. Daigle tries for the long stretch pass, doesn't get it there. Feltmate up the right wing. Puck still doesn't leave the zone. He just left the zone here now. Can't quite see right here directly in front of me. But here come the Capitals again. Puck down below the goal line in the Flame zone. Capitals looking back to the point. Polchis gets a stick on it, throws it down the ice, but that one's going to be icing. 8:30 now in the first period, and we'll have a face-off. Back to the left of Yeomans. So over the next few games, we'll talk about who some of the new players are this year and some of the things that are different for the Flames this season. As I try to get familiar with the new players and numbers myself, it'll take a few games before I can roll off my tongue some of the names of the players. But obviously last time I talked to you, I was unsure how the new broadcast was going to work. Oh, here we go. Here goes Daigle. One-on-one situation. She gets broken up, but gets the puck deep. Centers it back. Here come the Flames again. Cut in tight. Doesn't get the shot off. Hits the side of the net. Puck still loose in the Greenfoot zone. So this broadcast is brought to you through High Button Sports, and obviously I'm still going to be the voice of the Flames for the season, as long as I'm available. So you'll continue to hear from me this year. I wasn't sure exactly how that was going to work out, but here we are. So you'll get to hear from me most of the time this year. 7:07 here in the first period. Puck deep in the Flame zone. Comes back to the point for the Capitals. Shot on net. Doesn't make his way through. Racked up around the boards. Folks tries to get it out, doesn't. Oh, sorry, that's not Folks, that's Eason. Again, bear with me while I pick up the new numbers and names for the Flames this year. Take a couple games, and I'll be a little more fluid with the game calls when I know the numbers off by heart. I've got my cheat sheet in front of me. Keep looking for numbers to know the who's who. Puck is dumped down by Dooland. She heads to the bench for a change. And we have Cook, Johnstone, Nelson out here now, working with Daigle and who's our other defense here? Kimball, 14. Nearing the 5-minute mark of the first period. Still no score here. Puck down behind the Flame zone. Johnstone digs it out. Johnstone up the right wing. Pushes it ahead, but she's stripped of the puck. Here's Daigle. Daigle sends it up the left wing to Nelson. Nelson chips it into the neutral zone. It's going to be picked up by the Capitals. Capitals through the neutral zone. Backhand through the crease. Nobody there. Behind the net. Here's Kimball. Kimball sends it up the right wing. Cook sends it into the neutral zone. Picked up by Lawrence. Capitals with it now. Puck gets into the neutral zone. Contested by Feltmate. And we're going to have ourselves an offside call. 4:37 of the first period. Still no score here. First home game of the year for the Flames. Oh no, I guess it was it offside? Must not have been offside if the faceoff's inside the green foot zone. Lawrence in to take the faceoff. She's getting thrown out. So Folks will take the faceoff. She's there with Polchis and Lawrence. Puck makes it all the way across. Held in at the line. Polchis now. Polchis walks in and gets a shot. Held on to. And we'll have ourselves another face-off in the green foot zone. 4:26 of the first period. Lawrence back in to take the face-off. She's on her weak side. Tied up in feet. Capitals come out with it. Feltmate's backing up. Chipped into the corner. Capitals still with the possession. Down low, and now Feltmate's going to get it. Feltmate loses an edge, goes down. Capitals still with the puck in the corner. Feeding it down low, looking for the cycle. That's broken up. Lawrence in the neutral zone. Doesn't quite get there. Oh, now the puck makes its way to the neutral zone. Capitals push it ahead. Waterhouse wraps around the boards to Feltmate, just a little bit ahead of her. Polchis puck doesn't make its way to Polchis, so Yeomans makes the save, kicks it off to the right-hand side. 3:15 now in the first period. Still no score here. Majority of the possession with the Greenfoot Capitals. Not a whole lot of threatening chances, though, in either direction. Backhanded into the neutral zone. Flames going for a change. We're going to have Dooland, Eason, and Smith for the Flames. Daigle sends it down low. Capitals goalie out to play it. Wrapped around the left wing. Smith doesn't get there first. Here come the Capitals, 3-on-2. Backing up is Daigle. Shot. That's gloved down by Yeomans. Nice glove save by Yeomans at the 2:09 mark of the first period. And we've still got ourselves no score here. We'll have a face-off coming to the right of Yeomans, and we'll have the Nelson Cook Johnstone line. Johnstone in to take the face-off. I see Kimball and Daigle on defense. Puck's chipped past. Here's Johnstone. Johnstone goes down, throws the puck at net. That's going to be covered up. And we'll have a face-off in the Greenfoot zone with 1:56 now in the first period. Kimball and Daigle on the point for the Flames. Johnstone in to take the face-off. Wins it over to her left-hand side. Sent down low by Nelson. Nelson and Johnstone on it, trying to fish it out here. Puck sent out. It's going to be picked up by the Capitals. Capitals up the right wing. Make the cross-ice pass. That's broken up by Kimball. Kimball's going to throw it towards the net. Misses wide right. That breakout attempt was broken up by Cook. Cook tried throwing it at the net. Didn't make its way there. Now Johnstone tries breaking it up. Puck held against boards. At the point. Shot attempt. Doesn't make its way very far. And we're going to have ourselves a penalty call. I didn't see the infraction, so let's see what we have here. We're going to have a hooking call. I believe was the signal against the Capitals. 1:09 left in the first period, and the Flames go into a power play. Is indeed a hooking call. I think I saw 21. Josie Leslie, I believe, is who I saw go to the box for a hooking call. And we have a Flames power play at the 1:09 mark of the first period. Face-off by Claire Smith, who's working with, well, who all do we have out here? I see Lawrence Kimball, Borsier, sorry. The penalty was indeed number 71, Jessica Parsons, for hooking. 30 seconds left in the period here now. 1:18 in the Flames power play. Kimball throws it down below the goal line. Lawrence is on it. Tries pinning it along the wall. Lawrence looking to fish it out and send it back to the point. And now we have another penalty. Another hook. Okay. 2-player advantage coming for the Flames. I cannot see the number of that jersey. It was all mangled up. Headed to the box, so we'll see what the number is here when we get the penalty call. So 13.6 left in the period. Nelson takes the face-off, won by the Capitals. Here's Daigle. Daigle through traffic. Doesn't make his way through. Puck contested behind the goal line. And that's the end of the period. So that's the end of our first period. No score. When we come back, there is 51 seconds of a 2-player advantage for the Flames. 1:47 in the second. There we go. So the penalty call was 58. Marley Payne for hooking. All right, we're going to go on mute, and we will talk to you again at the start of the second period.
Tonight's stream is brought to you by John Ross and Sons, Atlantic Canada's scrap metal pros. Cleaning out the garage, job site, or shop, turn your steel, copper, and aluminum into cash. Drop off at their HRM locations or book a convenient bin for bigger hauls. Family-owned, environmentally responsible recycling that keeps our community clean and jobs local. Visit jrsons.ca and tell them High Button Sports sent you. John Ross and Sons, scrap metal made simple.
Whenever you're ready. Good. All right, welcome back for the second period. Flames starting it off here with a two-person power play for 42 seconds. 40 seconds left in the first penalty against... Oh, shorty by the Capitals. Right out of the gates. Okay, 19:45 of the first period, or of the second period here, and the Capitals have scored short-handed, short two. Didn't catch the number, so we'll wait for the announcement here, and I'll let you know who scored the goal. 36 seconds left in the first penalty against the Capitals. A minute 30 left in the second penalty. Kimball behind the net. She's looking at her options, sends it up the right wing. Tips off the stick. Back into the Flame zone. Here's Kimball again. Kimball coming across to Borsier. Now down below the Greenfoot goal line. Puck's contested. Greenfoot has it. Pinched by Borsier. Gets past her. Kimball backs her up. Now Kimball in the neutral zone. Kimball gives it to Dooland. Dooland. Shot! Scores! There we go. The first penalty expired. So there's only one penalty left on the board, so we'll be back to even strength. That is a power play goal. And we are tied at 1 at 19:01 of the second period. Well, that was a whole bunch of action for the first minute. I don't think we even got the announcement of who scored the Greenfoot goal yet. I'll see if I can find that out for you, who scored it. Okay, so the Flames goal was Dooland from Smith. I'll have to see if I can find out who the Capitals goal was. The shorthanded, two shorthanded goal. But we have ourselves a tied game here in the second period. Yeomans stops that one, spits it out into the neutral zone, and Capitals have control. Broken up. Here's Nelson by herself. Had her stick lifted just a little bit, and that one is saved. 18:03 of the second period. 1-1 game here. We've had more action in the last 2 minutes than we did probably most of the first period. Johnstone in to take the face-off. She's working with Cook on the right, Nelson on the left. Puck deflected by Cook in the neutral zone. Cook still on it. Cook pushes it deep. Cook behind the net, wraps it around the boards. Pinch attempt. Nelson backhands it into the zone, heads to the bench for a change. Polchis on the ice in exchange for Nelson. Polchis has it down below the goal line, sends it back to the point. To Waterhouse. Daigle sends it down deep. Polchis fighting for it. Johnstone's still down there. Folks throws it towards the net. Doesn't make its way there. Waterhouse again sends it towards the net. Folks shot on net. Deflected off to the left-hand side of the goalie. Daggle's taken down. Both referees have their arms up. We're going to have ourselves probably, I'm going to guess, a boarding call. I don't know if they're going to call this a hit from behind. 16:50 of the second period. I'm going to go with a boarding call. This is my guess. We'll see what the referees agree on and signal here. Shots on goal showing 11-8 in favor of the Greenfoot Capitals. You see the referee did indeed signal a boarding call. So, Flames back to the power play. 16:50, second period. Tie game, 1-1. We're going to have... who do we have on the power play here? I see Feltmate. I see Nelson. I'll let you know who else I see here as soon as the players disperse. Okay, is it Pulchy's on the left, Nelson in to take the face off, Feltmate and Daigle on the point, and Folks. I'll let you know who the penalty was here as soon as we hear the call. I don't see the number in the penalty box. I can't quite see it from here. Okay, so Abigail Kelly is our penalty in the box, and there is now 1:30 left in that penalty. Flames controlling in the Greenfoot zone. Puck towards the net. That one's covered up. Well, maybe not really covered up, but referee lost sight. Blows it down. We're going to have a face-off to the left of the Greenfoot goalie. 16-14, second period, tie game, 1-1. 11-9 is what we see on the scoreboard for the shots. Flames with control here. Puck looking for the cross-ice defense. Little miscue there, didn't make it across to anybody. Flames will regroup. Here's Nelson with it. Nelson dishes it back. Comes up the left wing to Pulchy's. Pulchy's can't handle it. It moves to the Greenfoot Capitals, who send it down. Feltmate's going to recover it. Give it back to Daigle in the corner. Here comes Daigle up the left side. Daigle looks for the long pass. Doesn't make it anywheres. Broken up by Greenfoot Capitals. They're going to send it back down. 40 seconds now left in the Flames power play. 15:25 in the second period. Tie game here, 1-1. First home game of the year for the Flames. Flames on the road last weekend in Cape Breton. Lost both, so they start the season 0-2. Looking to get some success here after the opening weekend 2-game loss. Fairly young team we have here. Quite a few new faces that we'll talk about through the first few games here. Kimball. Kimball's going to go to the box for contact there. Kimball just rocked somebody. She's going to go for interference. So, number 14, Kimball, headed to the box. Greenfoot Capitals headed to the power play at 14:36 in the second period. Face off to the left of Yeomans. Penalty kill is going to be Cook and Johnstone. With Daigle and I can't quite tell. I think that's Waterhouse with her. Cook sends it down the ice. All the way down. I'm pretty sure this is Waterhouse working with Daigle. Yes, it is indeed. Johnstone tripped up in the neutral zone. She goes down and gets it back up. Puck sent back all the way down by Daigle. Johnstone's going to put pressure on it. Greenfoot goalie out to play it. Sends it in the neutral zone. Cook backhands it along the wall. Johnstone puts pressure on it again. Here come the Capitals. 15, Jory. Excuse me if I get some of these names wrong. I'm just trying to spit them out as fast as I can. Not familiar with my Flames yet. Not familiar with the visiting team at all. Broken up by Daigle. Daigle's going to send it all the way down the ice. And the entire penalty kill is going to go for a line change. We're going to have Borsier, Feltmate, Nelson, Dooland are now your penalty killers for the Flames. Centering puck by the Capitals, just missed. And that's going to be sent down the ice. 40 seconds now left in the Capitals power play. 13-13 in the second period. 1-1 tie here in the Flames' first home game of the year. Like I said, we'll be talking several times over the first few games of some of the changes. Who's here, who's not here, who graduated, who's new on the team, who's returning on the team. Stuff like that. Well, we'll spread it out. And we're back to even strength. 12:33 the second period. We're at a 1-1 tie. And here come the Capitals through the neutral zone. They're going to send it down deep. Icing is signaled. And that will come back to the Greenfoot zone. Face-off will be coming to the left of Liliana. It'll be taken by Lawrence, who is working with Pulchis and Fultz. On the point, we have a Daigle and Waterhouse at the moment. So definitely of note early on here, too. The Flames are already down two players. Two players out of the lineup today. And I'm assuming locally tomorrow, also with injuries. So Sophia Gauvin, defense, not in the lineup today. She left the game, the second game in Cape Breton. She left early with an injury. Unknown return timeline. And we also have Addison Summers not in the lineup for the Flames today. Also unknown timeline for return. So the Flames, who had 3 lines up front, 3 lines on the back end, plus 1, are running too short already. There is, of course, no affiliates yet. I will let you know when we have some affiliates and who they are. If you're not familiar with the affiliate process, players cannot be named as affiliates until they are rostered on another team. So our sister team, the U18 AAA Phantoms, is often where many of our affiliates come from. That team is in the final stages of their tryouts and team form. Once that team is formed, we will be able to affiliate players from that team. But until that team is finally picked and formed, we can't affiliate any players from there. And the same for high school players. I expect that there is a possibility that we could see some local high school players affiliated as we have in the past. But the same thing, they cannot be affiliates to this team until they are rostered. Oh, 3-0 by the Capitals. Broken up by Yeomans. Wow. Yikes. That was Flames got caught on a lane. Flames got caught on a line change there. That was tricky, but Yeomans with the save gets them out of it. So back to the affiliates. Yeah, so any high school players or U15 AAA players or whoever else is selected to be affiliates cannot be affiliates until they are rostered on another team. And some of those teams are high school teams, U15 AAA are yet to be formed. So until then, if there are injuries or whatever, the Flames just have to deal with it. There's nobody who can be called up. That should all change pretty quick here. Should only be a couple weeks, and all those other teams will be formed, and we can affiliate players, and we'll figure it out. But until then, if there are injuries, illness, whatever, we cannot pick up anybody else. So today we're running too short from the full roster, and the status for the return of those two players, Summers and Gauvin, is unknown, but when I know a little more information about potential return dates, I'll let you know. Here comes Folks up the right wing. She ships it down to the zone. There's 9-10 in the second period. We're still tied at 1. Cross-ice pass to Boursier. Boursier throws it towards the net. Kind of flubs up in the air. Capitals going to chip it out. Here come the Capitals, 2-on-2. Back check by Lawrence. Helps break up the play. Polchis tried to knock that free. Doesn't quite get so. Back into the Flame zone. Here's Folks. Folks on the right wing. She chips it up the wall. Doesn't get very far. Capitals are going to regroup. Capitals gain the zone. Here's 58. 58 takes a shot. Yeomans. That was off the net, but Yeomans gloves it down. She's going to hang on to it for a face-off. 8:29 in the second period. Shots on goal are showing 17-9 in favor of the Capitals. Face-off to the left of Yeomans. It's going to be taken by Carly Beaton for the Capitals. That's Beaton behind the net. Capitals working it back to the point. Ripped around behind the net. Picked up along the wall. Battle behind the net. Capitals come out with it. Centering puck. Doesn't hit the target. It's going to make it its way into the neutral zone. Offside signaled on the Capitals. Gives the Flames a little bit more time. High stick on the puck. So we're going to have ourselves a neutral zone face-off. 7:47 of the second period. Tie game 1-1. We will have the Johnstone, Nelson, Cook line up front. And I see Boursier and Feltmate on the blue line for the Flames. Puck's down behind the goal line. Battled for by Boursier. Boursier doesn't quite get it out of the zone, held in. Here's Cook. Cook tries backhanding it up the wall, doesn't get it out of the zone. Into the neutral zone. It's picked up by Nelson. Nelson gets into the offensive zone, but it's picked up by the Capitals. Capitals back through the neutral zone. Feltmate has it now. Feltmate pushes it up the wall. Johnstone, Feltmate, Cook, all fighting for it. Feltmate gets it across to Daigle. Daigle sends it up to the middle. Johnstone gets his stick on it. It's at the ringette line. Johnstone still digging for it. Daigle jumps up. Gets past her. Now Folks takes the backhand at it. Here come the Capitals. Capitals up the left wing. Going to put the brakes on. Looking for the back pass. Doesn't get there. 6:31 now. Second period. Still tie game 1-1. Shots up on the scoreboard are showing 18-9. Shot from a wide angle. Austin hangs on to that one. 6-11 of the second period, and we're going to have a face-off to the left of Yeomans. Alright, puck held up in the Greenfoot zone. 5:54 in the second period. We're going to face off to the left of Liliana. It's going to be taken by Annalise Lawrence. We have Folks on the left. Oh, sorry, Polchi's on the left. Folks on the right. Waterhouse on the point. Working along with Borsier. Puck comes into the neutral zone. That's going to be picked up by Waterhouse. Waterhouse tries sending it across. Is broken up. Up the left wing to Polchi's. Polchi's through the neutral zone. Backhands it into the zone. Broken up by the Capitals. Puck still in the neutral zone. That's going to be picked up by Borsier. Borsier touches the puck. And we have our tripping call coming on the play. I'm not sure I saw exactly where that was. So 5:16 of the second period, tie game. And Polchi's going for tripping. So we will have a face-off in the Flame zone. 5:16 of the second period. Polchi's in the box. Smith, I think, in for the face-off. Smith and Dooland are your penalty killers, along with Daigle and Kimball. It's gonna take me a few games to get these numbers right. I'll be able to roll it off my tongue, but we'll get it. And I'll also try to do my best to name some of the opposing players as well. But in all fairness, I call the Flames games, and I am a Flames parent, so the broadcast will be tilted towards the Flames. I'll do my best to call out some of our competition's names and stuff as I can, but definitely early on it's pretty tough. Barely know our own team. 4:02 second period. 46 seconds left in the Capitals' power play. Face-off taken by Johnstone. It's down behind the net. Capitals gain control. Feltmate's on it, but Capitals come out with it. Puck along the wall. Referees calling to move the puck. Cook and Johnstone, your penalty killers, along with Feltmate and Borsier. Feltmate, 11. Borsier, number 2. Cook, number 4. Johnstone, 9. Puck made its way through traffic there. Yeomans directs it off to the corner. Backdoor pass attempt there, broken up. And we are back to even strength. 3:05 mark of the second period. We're still tied at 1. Shots now showing 21-9 in favor of Greenfoot. Capitals from Halifax. Yeomans, another save, knocks it down. Capitals regain control. Sent back into the neutral zone. Picked up by the Flames. Here's Lawrence. Oh no. Is it? Yes. Sometimes the jerseys get a little scrunched up. Hard to see the numbers. Lawrence crunched up against the boards. Here we go. Shot on net. Deflected off to the side. Down low for Lawrence. Lawrence working by herself. Capitals get the puck. Folks. The puck still just inside the Capitals zone. Flames trying to push it down low. 6 players over there. And we're going to blow that one down. 1:39 left in the second period. 1-1 tie here still. Shots now showing 22-10 in favor of the Capitals. And for the Flames, we have Smith in to take the face-off. She wins it. Puck set down below the goal line. Dooland gets it. She's looking back to Daigle. Daigle has it. Daigle shot through traffic. Rebound. Backhand. Doesn't make its way through. Here come the Capitals. 2-on-1. Feltmate backing up. Feltmate trying to break away the pass. Hits the post, I think. 1:10 left in the second period. Still tied at 1 here. 22-11, the shots on goal is what the scoreboard's showing. And we're now into the last minute of the play of the second period. Not sure how much ambient noise and announcements you pick up here. New equipment, new setup here with working with High Button Sports. Takes a little bit of load off me. I don't have to run the camera. I'm just calling the game. And I'm working with High Button Sports, who is manning the camera. Puck's down below the goal line. Annalise Lawrence, she's pinned along the boards. Picked up by... Oh, Annalise comes out with it. Annalise sends it up the left wing to Polchis. Polchis through the neutral zone. Here's Polchis. Polchis tries to send it towards the net. Lawrence picks it up. Folks shots. Hits a shin pad. And that's the end of the second period. We are tied at 1 after 2 periods here at the Grant Harvey Center in Fredericton. I will join you back for the third period.
Tonight's stream is brought to you by John Ross & Sons, Atlantic Canada's scrap metal pros. Cleaning out the garage, job site, or shop, turn your steel, copper, and aluminum into cast. Drop off at their HRM locations or book a convenient bin for bigger hauls. Family-owned, environmentally responsible recycling that keeps our community clean and jobs local. Visit jrsons.ca and tell them High Button Sports sent you. John Ross & Sons, scrap metal made simple.
welcome back for the third period. 20 minutes on the clock, tie game 1-1. Even strength to start the third period. So thanks everybody for tuning in. I don't have the live numbers that I actually normally do, so I don't know what our tune-in numbers are. We generally run about 40 to 80 numbers watching. I'm not sure. Can we see how many people are tuned in live? No, we don't see that. Okay. So we don't know how many people are tuned in live, but we're generally somewhere between 40 and 80. So I'm just doing play-by-play this year, so I don't have to man the camera at the same time. I've got my colleague here, Liam, from High Button Sports, who's manning the camera. Polchis in the defensive zone sends out the wall to Daigle. Daigle chips it into the Greenfoot zone. Couple of Flames going for a change. Lawrence along the wall, tries to keep it in. Comes out. Capitals. One-on-one, backing up his Waterhouse. Shot on goal. That's going to be eaten up. And we'll have a face-off to the left of Yeomans. 18:53 of the third period. We're sitting at a tie. 1-1 game. Johnstone out to take the face-off. She wins it back to Waterhouse. Waterhouse behind the net to Boursier. Boursier wraps it around the wall to Cook. Cook chips up the wall to Johnstone. Gets just a little bit past her. Capitals are going to regain the Flames zone. Puck down deep. Waterhouse puts pressure on it. Johnstone in to help. Johnstone. She's crunched and arm up. And we're going to have ourselves a power play for the Flames. A little bit of Funky Town going on here in the background. All right, we have 71 going to the box for some body contact. Who do we have here? That is Jessica Parsons. I think that's her second visit to the box today. Face off in the Greenfoot zone. Kimball at the point. Kimball goes cross ice to Boursier. Boursier sends it down deep into the zone. Back to Boursier at the point. Boursier cross ice to Kimball. Kimball tries throwing it towards the net. Doesn't make its way through. Capitals sending it down one-on-one against Boursier. Kimball's back to elbow. Boursier breaks up the play. Here's Boursier. Boursier up to Smith. Smith along the right wing. Sends it down low. Lawrence is going to get there. Lawrence deep in the corner. She drops it. Comes back to Boursier. Boursier cross ice to Kimball. Kimball back across to Boursier. Boursier throws it down low. Gets past Smith. And the Capitals are going to send that one out. Kimball's back to retrieve it. 55 seconds left in the Greenfoot power play. We're still tied at 1 here, 17-17 of the third period. Here's Kimball. Kimball centers it to Daigle. Daigle goes up to the left. That was Folks peeled off the puck. Folks wearing the captain for the Flames. And I think we're going to have a penalty against the Flames here. Oh. And we do indeed. So Lily Nelson headed to the box for interference. We will be 4-on-4 for 23 seconds. And then the Capitals will move to a power play. 16:53 the third period. Capitals looking to regroup here in the neutral zone. Captain Driscoll brought it into the zone. Puck bumbling around here. Just inside the Flame zone, back into the neutral zone. Here's Driscoll again. Driscoll. Don't get... Here we go! Folks challenges the goalie. Comes out to play it. Puck ends up off in the corner. We're now on the Greenfoot power play for minute 12. 16:05 of the third period. Power play for a minute 12. Johnstone in to take the face-off. She's working with Kate Cook on the penalty kill. And on the point, we have Borsier, number 2, right close to us here. And on the left side is Waterhouse. Again, the Flames playing short 2 bodies today. Only 1 week into the season and down a couple injuries here. Unsure of the timeline for the return of Summers and Gauvin. And no affiliates available yet, as we described earlier. Johnstone pressuring the point. Shot attempt way up in the air, ends up behind the net. Chipped into the neutral zone by Johnstone. Capitals regain control. Have to wait to clear the zone. Capitals controlling here on the power play. That's the end of the power play. Back to even strength. Capitals still with control. Flames send it in the neutral zone. That's going to be enough for a line change. Here comes Kimball, Daigle, Smith, Dooland, and Nelson. Little mishmash of lines here today with the 2 out injured already. Shipped into the zone. Offside still signaled. I thought she cleared it, but here we go. Breakaway for the Capitals. And Yeomans is going to hang on to that one. And we'll have a face-off to the right of Yeomans. 14-10, third period, tied 1-1 here. Shots on goal showing 24-13 in favor of the Greenfoot Capitals. Ashlyn Kearney, 88, in to take the face-off for the Capitals. Against Lawrence. Won by Lawrence. Kimball throws behind the net for Daigle. Daigle sends it up the left wing. Misses the target. Capitals throw it towards the net. Yeomans is going to hang on to that one. We are 14 minutes even in the third period. And now we'll have a face-off to the left of Yeomans. And we will have the same face-off again. Kearney against Lawrence. Neutral face-off, kind of lost in feet there, picked up by Feltmate. Feltmate behind the net, moves it to her left. Sent up the side to Polchis. Polchis chips it into the neutral zone. That's going to go all the way down the ice for icing. And we'll do that over again. So, here we go. Face off again. Kearney, Lawrence. This time won by Kearney. Picked up behind the net. Wrapped around the boards to Folks. Gets past her. We have an offside, I believe, was the call. And the Flames will take this opportunity for a change. we will have Nelson Cook Johnstone come out for the Flames. Johnstone in to take the face off. Feltmate and who? Feltmate and Boursier on defense now for the Flames. Feltmate over to Boursier. Boursier is going to cut back behind the net. Boursier looking at her options. She comes up the left-hand side, sends it up. Doesn't get very far. Back around the net. Now Feltmate. Feltmate sends it back to Boursier. Boursier. She's taken down. No call here. Oh, my bad. Front referee, no call. Back referee did make the call. And we have number 27, Hallie Dowling, headed to the box for some buddy contact, and the Flames are on the power play at the 13:02 mark of the third period. Face off. One back to Feltmate. Feltmate sends it down to the corner. Polchis gets past her as well. Held in by Daigle. Daigle back along the wall. To Folks. Folks sends it towards the net. Nelson doesn't get a stick on it. And that's going to come all the way back to the Flame zone. Daigle's going to hold it behind the net. Sends it up the left wing. Misses the target. Capitals send it back in. 1:26 now left in the Flames power play. Daigle pass attempt is broken up. Yeomans stops that. Now on the left wing with Polchis. Polchis sends it cross ice. Folks backhands it into the corner. Capitals are going to get there first. Now Polchis trying to get there. Chipped into the zone. Contested puck here. Smith has it along the boards. She's kind of pinned. Lawrence comes in to help. Down deep in the corner. Capitals send it along the boards. Dooland has it. Dooland back to Kimball. Kimball at the point. Back to Dooland. Along the wall. Misses her. Dooland recovers it along the wall and gives it back to Kimball. Kimball back to Dooland along the wall. Cross ice. Defense changed. Who's over there? Bourcier's over there now. Boursier at the point. Boursier shot. Didn't get all of that one. And here come the Greenfoot Capitals. 5 seconds left in the Flames power play. Looks like we're going back to even strength here. And we are 11-minute mark of the third period. Tie game 1-1. Shots on goal showing 26-14 in favor of the Halifax Greenfoot Capitals. But we have a 1-1 tie nonetheless. Capitals broken up by Lily Nelson, sent back into the zone. No icing on that play. She was over the red line. Johnstone putting pressure on it. Johnstone tries to turn it over. Nelson's in to help. Comes around the wall. Capitals get it into the neutral zone. And we have ourselves an offside at the Flames blue line. 10:14 of the third period. 1-1 tie here. We have Johnstone in to take the face off. She's working with, I believe, Nelson and Cook. Yep. And Waterhouse and Daigle on the back end. Centering passed by the Capitals. It was a nice play set up. Nothing came of it. Austin was squared up, but shot deflected off to the corner. 9:48 now of the third period. Working with the tie here. Waterhouse below the goal line. Waterhouse chips it ahead to Daigle. Daigle to Johnstone. Johnstone backhands it into the middle. Nelson now. Nelson Doesn't quite get it out over the blue line. Here come the Capitals again. Capitals below the goal line. Shot by 17. Doesn't make its way through traffic. One-on-one here. Nelson, she's going to throw it down. Flames going for a change. We have the Folks, Polchis, Lawrence line out here now for the Flames. Feltmate and Borsier on the blue line. Lawrence throws it into the Capital zone. We're at the 9-minute mark of the third period. Still tied at 1. Flames looking to stay in one, and after losing their first 2 last weekend in Cape Breton. Next week, the Flames are in Halifax for 4 games. On the first showcase weekend of the season, they will have 1 game Friday, 2 games, 1 game Friday, 1 game Saturday, and that is an 8 a.m. game on Saturday. So, if you want to tune in, be ready. It is an early one. 8 a.m. Saturday in Halifax. And then Sunday, 2 games in Halifax. Another 8 a.m. game. And the second game, I do not know the time off the top of my head. But there is a second game next Saturday as part of that showcase weekend. I'll see if I can find out the schedule here while I'm talking to you. Kimball shot on net. That's off to the side. Scramble in front. Flames score. Dooland on the rebound from Kimball at 7:32 of the third period gives the Flames the lead. Pretty sure that was Dooland. We'll wait on the official scoring here, but I'm pretty sure that's who I saw. Number 8. Johnstone, Nelson, Cook. Follow that up. 7:30, third period. Flames working with a 2-1 lead now. Borsier backhands it at the wall. That's going to go out of play. We're going to have ourselves a whistle. Okay, so here's your schedule for next weekend. Friday, 3 p.m., Flames will play the PEI Western Wolves in Halifax. So that's Friday, 3 p.m. Saturday, 8 a.m., they will play the Cape Breton Lynx again, also down in Halifax. This is all happening down in Halifax as part of the showcase weekend. And then Sunday morning, we have 8 a.m. And this is against the Halifax Capitals. So our opponent here today, we will be playing them at 8 a.m. Sunday down in Halifax next weekend. And then the fourth game of that showcase weekend will be at 2 p.m. Sunday against the Fundy Kraken. Of course, before then, tomorrow morning at 11 a.m., we will have a rematch against this team. Same place, same people. I will be with you here tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. to call the game. 6:14 now in the third period. The Flames are leading 2-1. Shots on goal are showing 27-16 in favor of the Greenfoot Capitals. Face off in the Capitals' end. Annalise Lawrenson to take it. Makes his way back to Daigle. Daigle shot through traffic. Makes his way through, but that's a soft save for the Capitals goal. Capitals with possession in the neutral zone. Broken up by Polchis. Capitals regain control, wrapped around behind their net. Kimball. Kimball breaks up the play in the neutral zone. Contested. Lawrence throws it into the zone, but the Capitals are going to come back out with it. Here's Daigle. Daigle to Folks. Folks. Cross ice to Polchis. Polchis throws it towards the net, misses wide left. Two of them going for a line change while Lawrence puts pressure on it. 5:20 now left in the period. Flames hanging on with this 2-1 lead. Puck thrown towards Yeomans, doesn't make it to her. Puck, another one towards Yeomans. Didn't look like that was going to make its way wide, but Yeomans gloves it down and we'll take a face-off. 5:05 remaining in the game. Face-off to the left of Yeomans. Clara Smith in to take the face-off. Face-off kind of neutral, lost in feet, shot. Yeomans directs that off to the right. Yeomans looking pretty good here today, directing a lot of rebounds pretty well. Settling in, so Yeomans, definitely one of our people to talk about. So people who've listened to me for a while know Austin from the U18 AAA Phantoms. Played there. Last year, she played down in St. John with the St. John Kraken. The Flames had 2 grade 12 goalies. So Austin played down in St. John last year and has returned to this area for this year to play with Flames. So certainly lots of Kraken fans or other people who have watched games. If you watched anybody against the Kraken last year, you would have seen Austin in net for the Kraken, but she's from Minto and has played in this area for a while. And last year she played for the Kraken and has made her way back here. That's one of our first player tidbits of the year. 3:48 now left on the clock. Feltmate, Johnstone, Cook out here at the moment. Pushed ahead for Nelson. That one's going to go for icing. Didn't quite get pushed over the line early enough. Flames can't change. There is the no change icing in this league. So if you ice the puck, you must stay on. Face off in the defensive zone to the right of Yeomans. Johnstone will take it. On her weak side, won by the Capitals. Cook tries shoveling it out, doesn't get it out. Johnstone chips it out. This time it's going to make its way to the neutral zone. Capitals have to tag up. Sent back down below the net. Feltmate's there first. Feltmate backhands it along the wall. Capitals recover it though. Couple of the Flames got for a change. I see Folks and Lawrence out there now. Nelson, the far left winger, didn't get a chance to change on that short neutral zone. Feltmate behind the net. She reverses, sends it up the wall. It's not going to make its way out. Held in at the blue line by the Capitals. 2:54 now left on the clock. Flames leading 2-1. Borsier tries firing it up the wall. Doesn't get out. Down behind the net. Who's going to get there first? Lawrence battles get there. Capitals come out with it. Shot on net. Misses wide. Held in at the blue line. Capitals go cross ice D to D. Shot on net. Misses wide right. Wrapped back around the boards. Capitals 18 at the point. Nelson got a stick on it, but not enough to break up the play. 2:15 now in the third period. Flames hanging on to their 1-goal lead. Greenfoot pressuring. Shot on net, misses wide left. Puck down in the corner. Again, puck doesn't make its way to the neutral zone. Flames are going to throw it down, arm up. That's going to be icing. 1:48 now left on the clock. Greenfoot Capitals really pressuring here the last couple minutes. 28-17, the shots on goal in favor of the Capitals. Clara Smith in to take the face-off. Lost in feet. I believe that's Kate Cook who picked it up. Back into the neutral zone. Here comes Cook. Cook, she's by herself. Get that puck deep. Down below the goal line, Cook has it. Cook. She's peeled off the puck. Here come the Capitals back into the Flame zone. Puck down below the goal line. Capitals looking to center a shot. Yeomans directs it off to the right-hand side. Shot through traffic again. Doesn't make its way through. Yeomans. I don't know how she saw that one. Cross ice through the crease. Makes the save. 30 now the shots on goal showing for the Greenfoot Capitals. Yeoman's having a day here so far. 1:03 left on the clock. Flames lead 2-1. And it looks like we're going to have ourselves a timeout. I'm assuming this is the Greenfoot timeout. I didn't see the call from the bench, but that's probably what we have here. Drawing up a play. Greenfoot coach drawing up a play. Let's see what they're drawing up. Little Sweet Caroline in the background here. Different equipment set up and stuff here, so I'm not sure how much of the background noise you actually hear. I'll have to go back and check it out myself and see what you can hear from the crowd and from the music. Definitely a pretty good atmosphere in here today. People are into the game. Lawrence in to take face-off. Lawrence wins it over to the wall. Chipped into the neutral zone. We're down in the last minute of the third period. Flames leading 2-1. Here come the Capitals. Capitals, shot attempt. Doesn't make its way through, ends up in the corner. Back to the point. Capitals go D to D. Shot attempt through the middle. That's covered up by Yeomans. A little bit of a tussle in front of the net. Plays whistle down. 38.8 now left on the clock. Capitals really applying the pressure here the last 2 minutes. Have the Flames here on their heels. The Yeomans having a game. Face-off is coming outside. The referees conferred. And I'm assuming because of the progression onto the net after the whistle that they decided to put that outside, or I'm not sure, maybe the defense came in, but the face-off is in the neutral zone. So we have 35 seconds left on the clock. And the Greenfoot goalie has come to the bench. No, she stopped midway. She's going to play it. 23 seconds now left on the clock. Greenfoot goalie at the ringette line, and she is on the bench. 15 seconds left. Greenfoot. Extra player on the board. Puck down below the goal line. 9 seconds now left. Contested down the corner. Johnstone digging at it. Kimball is going to pin it. 1 second left. The Flames are going to get themselves a win here. All right. So we have ourselves a game, folks. Flames win 2-1. Final shots on goal up on the board are 33-17. And your Flames win 2-1. That brings them to a 1-2 record on the season after a win today and 2 losses in Cape Breton yesterday. Tomorrow, 11 a.m. Right back here, same opponent, same team. And I'll be back here to call the game tomorrow. Thanks for joining us, everybody, and hope you enjoyed the game. We'll talk to you tomorrow.